Alright, so this is the behind the scenes for this. And again, it's just a concept, so it's not fully fleshed out. I wish it was like longer. This is too short. But again, it's just a concept. So let's go back behind here. Let's make it day. And also, let's turn down the volume. So basically, this is where you start out. You go into this room where these platforms come out from you, and those are summoned right over here. All of this is mainly done with structure blocks. So this structure block area here, this is the conveyor line. So all of these structure blocks control the conveyor belt. So like those platforms, that's what these are. Is they move, and then down here it activates this, which loops the whole process. You should see it. There we go. That command block basically keeps it on loop. And so what it does is some of these command blocks, they activate other sections. So like once it gets to a certain point, it'll get to a command block that activates this right here. So they're all on the same loop. So right here is the first thing. So when it puts down like the floor, that's what this is. This one's pretty simple and straightforward. You just load in all of these things, but the reason why you're seeing two of them here is just because this is very crude. I did something very stupid, and I don't want to talk about it, so... But yeah, that's what this looks like. But it turned out fine. So that's what I'm happy with. This one, I'm super happy with. This arm here. I'm super glad at how this turned out. So if you go up here, you'll notice it just like... It's supposed to make it seem like it goes back and grabs one. But in reality, once that door closes, it just gets a new wall. So if we look out here, you'll see the behind the scenes. So the reason I'm using observers is because they're faster than repeaters. So if I want something like an arm to move super fast, I'll use observers, and they all activate all of this stuff. And basically, so when the redstone block gets summoned, it activates this, which turns it to air. Yeah, and then basically what this is the door. So when it runs this, it opens the door, and when it runs this, it closes the door. So it opens the door, and then it goes and activates, I think this. Yes, it activates this. This is the arm going down and letting go of the wall. And then once that chain is over, it plays a sound, the piston thing, right here. And then it activates this chain right up here. This is the arm going up. And then once that's done, it activates the door close. And then right here is where it starts, and that just gets activated by this loop again. The next part is this. This is kind of hard to make out, and again, if I make this again, I'll make it a lot clearer. But basically, what you're making is you're making walls with lights on them. And so these stairs here, that's what these tubes do, is they bring the stairs and they put the stairs on. It's hard to make that out, but I feel like if I had more room, I could make it look better. And then these end rods, they like put on the redstone blocks. They change the stone into redstone. And then let's just take a look at this. This right here is super quick. Same with this. So this is just a simple, literally two of these, whatchamacallit. Also, I just put gibberish in here because it doesn't really matter. So these it's just two structure blocks because it alternates between these two things. And also, basically, every time the platform gets a new thing, like the wall is placed, basically I change the state. So all of these are mostly the same structure block. So it's like the same structure, just in a different position. But once it gets a new thing, I have to save it as a different structure and then keep that going. And then this is literally the simplest thing ever. You don't even need that. It's more simple than that. But this is a little bit complicated. This one I spent a lot of time and frustration on. But basically, this is where it puts on the lamps. So the lamps get dropped out of these tubes here. And then the arms go and put them on. This is... The arm one is probably the most complicated, but this is super simple. All it is just a chain. So this is... The block goes down, and then the arm puts it on, and then goes back. As simple as that. And then also there's dispenser noise. So that's what this command block is. It makes the dispenser noise. And I would like to add some ambient stuff, but I'd have to actually go and make a resource pack for it, which I don't want to do. And then there's this, like, grid thing. So the reason why I have these red grids right here is because this is, again, it's just a concept, so it's not good right now, but it's supposed to be like an obstacle course. If you don't do it right, you'll get pushed off. Like, if you stand in the middle here, you'll suffocate and then eventually fall into the lava. It's supposed to be challenging. Right now it's not, but like I feel like it could be. But the reason why this grid is here is because, say, oh, I missed the platform, then you're kind of fricked. Or if you just walk on the rail, that's something I accounted for. So you can't just walk on the rail, because otherwise when you get to the end, you'll get to this and you can't go past it, and so you have to fall into the lava. That's the reason for that grid. And then this is just so that you can't go past. So if we go into spectator, right over here is the behind the scenes. They just go and stop, but you can't see that, so you don't know that's happening. So as far as you know, they're just going and, you know, but like, it's supposed to be this like kind of laser grid thing, but you can't pass through it yourself, so it's to keep you from going out. And then there's just a slightly difficult parkour jump, and then this is where it ends. So this, it's just a long chain. So this is the start, you know, it goes through all the way to here. And then this command block makes the other side start way over there. And then it goes through all this stuff. All these command blocks activate other things. And then it goes all the way around and stops right here. So it's not, like, the thing is, most of it isn't too terribly complicated. I made this difficult for myself, and I don't want to talk about it, but like, this stuff, it's pretty straightforward. It's just monotonous work. You have to save basically you have to save each state of the arm and have to build it down one. There are some tricks I can do for some of this stuff, but for the most part, like, I have to go, hold on. I have to go and, like, break stuff and then move it one block over, go over, save that, go over, move it one block over, go back over to the block, save that, and it's a whole tedious process. But if I were to make this in the future, one thing is bigger room, longer hallway. First two things I would do. the biggest things, because what I want to do is like I want to have arms on the side, not like these arms, but like actual arms that move and rotate, and they would place stuff down. Also, right now it's not very challenging. It's supposed to be like an obstacle course, right? It's not very challenging. You know, it puts down a wall, oh, it puts this stuff on, but that you can all walk under. But in the future, I would try to make it actually like difficult. Like you have to walk around things. You have to be aware of what's getting placed so that you can avoid it. But yeah, it's not too terribly complicated. Just again, monotonous work. Yeah, I have to do this all the time. And some of these, like, all of these are the same structure, most of them. So what I have to do is I control middle mouse click, and that saves the NPT. And so I can just place that down. Oh, I don't want to break that. I don't want to place that. But basically, this number over here is 1. I go and grab this, place that down, change it to a 2, place it down, change it to a 3, place that down, change it to a 4, and every once in a while I'll have to change the state. Where is it? Like right here. No, here. I put in a new line of gibberish, and basically that's to save the new structure, which is different from the old structure. You know, whenever it gets a new thing. Also, it's kind of loud, but that's all adjustable in voice speech. So when you put in the when you put in the sounds, you put in the sound type, and then there's so right here you can put in what type of sound, so it goes, so this, like, basically I put on voice, which means if I go to music and sounds, I can adjust the volume on voice. It's the same for all of this stuff. And then this is all players, the location of the sound, and the distance that the sound travels. And I think this is chunks, by the way. This is four chunks. In radius, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, just ideally, what I would do is like you go and activate it, because this is not perfect. If you go far enough away, then you'll see them start to glitch out, like there. They're functioning fine, it's just the way that your video is rendering. I've made this so that it can't break by itself. I mean, obviously it's a one whole looping thing. But yeah. That's why it also looks jittery, is because it's block by block. It's not like super smooth animation. It's quite literally stop motion. So it's not going to be the smoothest thing in the world. Also, the redstone can only go so fast, so the dropping speed isn't that great. It looks fine, but like, I wish it was a little bit faster. But yeah, that's the assembly line concept. I thought it was a cool idea, and I might do something with it in the future. And I want to do more stuff with structure blocks. For the most part, all I've been doing is fancy doors, which, to be fair, the doors I've made are pretty fancy, but I want to do more with it. Because the thing is I personally think that the structure block is the most underrated block in Minecraft. Because you can make full-on, like, stop motion. It's an easy way to make animation without having to know a bunch of stuff about command blocks and turning a block into an entity and then moving that entity super smoothly. It's simple, right? It's just stop motion animation. That's all it is. That's all of this stuff is stop motion. So anyways, That's behind the scenes of the conveyor, or not the assembly line concept. It's pretty simple. Just takes a while. Very monotonous. I didn't even notice that this had icebergs around it. I was so focused on this. I worked on this for like a week, by the way. I was so focused on this, I didn't even notice. I just realized this now, that there's ice places over here. Okay. Anyways, that's the assembly line. Goodbye.